Douglas, nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
And for granting us a little bit of the interview time to have a peek into what it is that you do. First of all, will you just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, what your day job is?
Absolutely. I am a systems engineer with the Space Shuttle program here in Houston, Texas. I work in the configuration management department. Basically what we do is we track all of the CAD drawings that show what the configuration of the orbiter payload bay is going to be for that particular mission.
You know, I tell people who call here and want to help out to look at your tape of the presentation to the Houston Humanist Group to give people an idea of what it's like to go out there and give a presentation to a green audience. You had some people that were really converts, 2 or 3 out of about 30, right?
Correct, yes. It was, in fact, that's only what you see on camera. It doesn't show the 4 or 5 other people that came up to me after it was over and wasn't on tape anymore. But yeah, first I started off by showing them Awakening as a way to kind of wet their whistle, to get them thinking in a different kind of way. Then as people can see, I led into the talk. I actually was quite surprised about the age demographic. I didn't expect that age group, which I feel is a very difficult age group to reach. Well, it's going to be either difficult or easy, and for some of them, they want to change because they've seen so much in their life that, you know, they're okay with anything different. We saw a little bit of that, especially that gentleman at the end of the lecture. But you get a lot of them, though, are so programmed with the way things have been for so long. And I don't say programmed as a derogatory term. I just mean we are biological computers in a sense. That's the way our brains function, through electrical stimulus. So by all accounts, we really are computers that are programmed and reprogrammed by our experiences and environment regularly. And you get to a point where I think a lot of the programming gets hardwired, and it's very difficult to for them to allow themselves to see anything different. I'm going to start looking into doing some lectures during the summer school sessions at the universities here in the Houston area, and try to just basically post flyers and see if any student groups would be interested in hearing what it would be like to live without money, to hear what the Venus Project would be about, how the resource-based economy would work. So I'm going to start putting those up now that the summer school sessions have begun. The ability to network with people around the world is quite impressive. Of course, it's the internet and this level of technology that allows the resource-based economy concept to exist in the first place. I mean, it's very hard for people to grasp the simple fact that over 30 years ago, this wasn't even possible. That, you know, it really took advanced computing, global communication, and automation and advanced robotics, brought forth by advanced computing, to really make this realistic at all. I know it has been said that this was possible back in the 30s and 40s, and it was, but it would have been extremely more difficult, yes, really, to globally pull that off. Could it be done? Yes. Would it have been simple? No. But today, not only can it be done, but it can be simple, because of the technological advancements that we have put in place for ourselves as a species. So I like being able to relay that to people, and nothing gives me more satisfaction when the light bulb goes off in their head, or when you see that look in their eyes. Even if they're still asking me questions, you could see it in their eyes that they're like, wow, I never thought about that before. That's the moments I look forward to.
Douglas, I think this is the most interesting damn thing I've heard. That's terrific. Do you guys ever get together like in Houston?
Yes, we do have a Houston chapter. We get together the first Saturday of every month, and I've got a boatload of business cards I brought just so you guys could reach me if you're interested, and I can give you the links and stuff to that. We meet the first Saturday of every month. It's the Zeitgeist Houston chapter.
You have any closing thoughts that you want to leave with people who are interested in doing something? What do you recommend?
Absolutely. All change is local. A lot of people get wrapped up into the notion that we need to convince the world. In fact, quite the opposite. Well, not really quite the opposite, but it's not as drastic as people blow it up to be. I have a video on my YouTube channel, which is TZM Social Evolution, for anybody who doesn't know. And it's called Population to Convince. and it's a statistical breakdown. I'm a scientist, engineer person. I do everything with statistics, numbers, data, facts, and analysis. You will not hear random opinions coming from me without some kind of basis to support what I'm saying. So you don't need to convince the world. You don't even need to convince 25% of it. So what you need to do, though, is start local. Don't let the daunting task overwhelm you. Nothing is going to happen unless you at least talk to your neighbor.
Well, Douglas, we appreciate your time. You know, keep up the good work. Everybody's really grateful for what you're doing.
Thank you, Joel. I really appreciate it. I look forward to doing bigger and better things as much as I can. And some things are in the works along that avenue. So I hope that I can help make this movement grow even stronger.
Okay. Thanks, Douglas.
The world today is broken. Business, financial, and political leaders have led us into despair, and the selective pop culture style news that floods our mainstream media have done nothing but fuel anger and confusion among the American population and the population of the world. Fortunately, there is a logical solution to fix many of the ills that plague us all today. But one of the hardest things for a culture to do is step back and realize that a major shift needs to occur in order for the future of their children to be secure. The solution is simple, but it is not easy. Changes of this nature never are, but they are obvious throughout history, and they mark key points in humanity where we rose to the next level and made life better for a larger group of people.